Hello, everyone, and welcome to I Am Robust podcast. This is episode number 9, and we are back after being away for quite some time. In today's episode, we are going to dive and talk about something that is really essential, something that is crucial, and I believe that everyone is going through the same, and everyone has a stage of their life that they feel the same thing. They feel they are lost, or they feel that they don't have sense of purpose. So today I will be talking about purpose and how do you find your purpose. Because sometimes when you are 7 years old, 8 years old, we always hear constantly, what do you want to be when you grow up? But those of us that don't actually know what they want to be when they grow up, actually they are always left with a sense of emptiness. You feel empty, you feel lost. Before we go any further, I want you to know that you are not alone. All of us, we go through the same, we experience the same thing. My research and experience have taught me that many thousands of people, from students to grown adults with multiple degrees under their belts, are struggling to find the answer also. Every single day they are struggling to find what is their why, what is the purpose. So the feeling of being lost without purpose or direction can be overcome with the right process. And in this episode, we are going to walk through the process. Without a life purpose, you will continue feeling stuck, feeling lost, feeling empty, just like you are moving in circles. A life purpose is like a compass, and a lot of people say that. And if you read books about self improvement, watch interviews, you listen to some podcasts, this is something that you will always hear. A life purpose is like a compass because it's going to guide you over your life path, it will keep you centered, it will keep you focused, but also it will keep you clear on what you really want to do and what you want to become and what you want to get from life. But here is the truth, and this is something that sometimes you always hear, but sometimes we know or we say, as Stephen Covey said once, common sense is not always common practice. The truth is that you already know what your life purpose is. It's deep inside of you. What you have to do is to dig deep inside and to pull out the purpose, but it needs a lot of effort and a lot of work. And the process, we are going to walk through the process today. The answer, as I said, is waiting inside of you. You just have to know how to pull it out. That's it. Every one of us is born with a purpose, is born with a why. But what makes the difference is that some of us they manage and they succeed in pulling out the purpose. Some of us they still going into circles and don't manage to do that. So it's inside of you. What you have to do is just to pull it out. But we always wonder, and a lot of people wonder, I am always also wondering, why is it difficult to find purpose in life? Personally, after a lot of research, after a lot of reading and listening to many interviews and talking to a lot of people, I found out that there are three main reasons why it's difficult for us to find our purpose in life. Number one, expectations of others. Number two, we are sometimes seeking validation. And number three, which is really dangerous, we are comparing ourselves to others. Let me walk you through each one of them. When I talk about expectations of others, I like to go back to our childhood because from our childhood, we've been programmed with the expectation of parents and role models. And these expectations give us something to look up to and something to aim towards, but they also blind us to our own true path because you are always aiming to what your parents told you to have to be. They told you to become an engineer, they told you to become a lawyer, a doctor, which when you focus on only on that, when you look up only to that, you become blinded on the truth. You are becoming blinded on your own true path and your purpose. For example, parents often encourage you for a path of safety. Sometimes we can see parents, they are pushing their kids towards a degree or a lucrative career. For some people, this road leads to success and satisfaction. I'm not saying no, but if it's your purpose, if it's not your purpose, you will fall into other group, which is the path that leads to frustration, which you shouldn't follow this path if it's actually not inspiring you, it's not becoming something that satisfies you. Then it will turn into frustration. Of course, parents, I'm not saying here or I'm not talking bad about parents because I believe, of course, that parents just want the best for their kids. And it's hard to let down the people who care about us. That's why sometimes you are following your parents or listening to them because you actually love them and care of them. But I believe that it shouldn't interfere with your happiness, it shouldn't interfere with your future, with your purpose. And that's how I believe that expectations actually lead us in the wrong direction. We end up having no purpose, feeling empty, going to great lengths trying to fit someone else's version of success because this is their version of success, not your own version, which actually will blind you from finding your purpose. I also mentioned that sometimes you are seeking validation because let's be honest, who doesn't want more money, praise, and status? But those things, I believe, those things are awesome, but they don't provide a sense of meaning or of purpose. That's why we see a lot of successful people, a lot of singers, a lot of businessmen, a lot of entrepreneurs. Sometimes they are suffering from depression and anxiety. Sometimes they even commit suicide. So it's pretty clear that money, fame, uh, the girls, everything that we think that is going to make us happy sometimes has no sense of or meaning of purpose. Because we are wired to look for validation outside of ourselves. We are always, as humans, we tend to look for external validation. And instead of following an internal compass, which is our passion and our purpose, instead of following an internal compass, which is our purpose, our why, we end up following rewards, which is money and fame and other rewards as well. We can see that parents are always rewarding their children for being obedient. And also at the other side, schools are rewarding students for good grades. And also are getting praise when we get a new job or a promotion. But if we look at the other side of the coin, kids are scolded for being dreamers. Um, Students are punished for thinking differently or thinking outside of the box. And nobody will ever congratulate you for saying no to a job offer because they would think that you are crazy, you are out of your mind, even if taking that job would actually crush your soul. So if we end up looking and seeking validation from others, we are going to be blinded from finding our purpose. The third thing that I said is comparing yourself to others. This is something toxic, and if you are always doing this thing, it's going to be toxic, and it's going to be very hard for you to find your passion and purpose because of this one. When you always compare yourself to others, you know that feeling when you meet someone at a dinner party or a meeting or a conference that you see that or you think that they have their life together. They have passionate careers, they have the perfect spouse, they have the perfect family, they go on vacations. You want what they have. Let's be honest, we all want things like that, but you don't automatically think that a fulfilling life might look different for you. It shouldn't look exactly the same copy of what their life looks like. You are too busy picturing yourself. Sometimes we are too busy picturing ourselves in someone else's running shoes. We picture ourselves in someone else's life, or we compare our chapter 1 with chapter 20 of someone else, which end up which where we end up beating ourselves and feeling empty, feeling lost, losing hope, not keeping pushing in life. Finding purpose in life is a process of looking inward, not outward. I'm always saying that, and I believe in this very strongly, very robustly, that finding purpose in life is a process of looking inward, not outward. It starts from the inside out. That's why if we look at the 3 points I have mentioned, number one, we are relying on expectations of others. This is something external. Number two, we are seeking validation, which is also external. The last one, comparing yourself to others, which is also external. That's why finding your purpose in life is a process of looking inward, not outward, and it starts from the inside out. Now you might be wondering, I know, I feel empty, I feel lost, I don't know what is my purpose in life, why am I here, what is my why? And I agree with you that these 3 points that you have mentioned are actually blocking me from finding my purpose. But how can I find my purpose? What are the things that I can do in order to find my purpose or get closer to finding my purpose? I have gathered 5 things that you can do in order to find your purpose. There are other many things that you can look into and search it. These are the top 5 things that can get you closer to finding your purpose and discovering your why. Number 1, which is something that is really important, you need to explore the things that you love to do and what comes easy to you. Because, as I said in the beginning, we are all born with a deep and meaningful purpose that we have to discover. It's all inside of us that we have to pull out. Your purpose sometimes is not something that you need to make up or create. It's actually there. So you have to uncover it in order to create the life you want. You may ask yourself, what is my purpose in life? But you can actually begin to discover your passion, discover your purpose by exploring two things. As I mentioned, so there are two questions that you can ask yourself. What do I love to do? What comes easily to me? So the first question, what do I love to do? Ask yourself, what are the things that you love to do and that you find yourself spending time in it and it goes very quickly. For example, I like playing the guitar, for example. I can play guitar for 4 hours and I don't feel it's 4 hours. Or I like writing. So these things might be your purpose or might be your passion. The other question is what comes easily to me? Meaning, what are the things that I can do with the minimum amount of effort but I can get high results or good results, or they can be the things that people ask you to help with. So these things might be your purpose or your passion. The other thing the other thing that you can do is find out what you are willing to sacrifice for. In other words, as Gary Vee sometimes says, what is that thing that you want to do for the rest of your life without getting paid? Go and do it. Because this is usually the thing that you will sacrifice your life for. You will spend your time, your money, your energy, your effort on this thing. The thing that if you think about it, you would say, yes, I will do it without getting paid, without being getting recognized, just because I love it, just because I feel obsessed with that thing. So you need to ask yourself, what am I willing to sacrifice for? What is the thing that I will do for free, even if nobody is going to pay me? Go do that thing. Sometimes that is your purpose. The other thing that you can do is you need to find out who you want to help. So, if you want to become a life coach, who are the people you want to help? Before considering becoming a life coach or whatever you want to be, ask who are the people I want to help? Who are the people that you feel connected with, that you feel that you can do something for them, you can change something in them? That is your purpose. Sometimes, for example, for me, I want to inspire people to tap into their full potential and discover their ability and become the best version of themselves. So now I know where is my direction going. I know where is my compass is um, um, directing, so I can act upon that. One of the things that you can do is you need to listen to your inner knowing. You need to listen to your inner voice because, as I mentioned, it starts from inwards, not outwards, in the process of finding your purpose. So you need to learn to find and then live your purpose from the inside. It's an inside job. So what you can do is you need to do a little soul searching. Maybe you can go somewhere you can sit without distractions and connect with yourself in a way that works for you. For me, it works by journaling and meditating. Speak to someone you trust. Speak to some of your friends, to your family members. Get out of your head and into your heart. Go deep inside of you. This is where you will be guided to the answer because it's an inside job, not from the outside. So you need to dig deeper inside of you, ask yourself different questions in order to find your purpose. Sometimes one of the things that also can help you in finding your purpose is you need to identify your values, the principles you stand for, and your goals. Because sometimes you have certain goals, you have certain values, different set of standards and principles that you stand for, but you are not aware that they are aligned with the greater purpose of yours. Maybe you're not aware of that purpose, but you need to dig deeper and see what is the source of these principles or these values you are standing for or these goals. If you dig deeper and you find the source of that, that might be also your passion. One of the things also that, or the last thing that you can do in order to find your purpose, always take action every day, because I believe this is a long journey. This is a long journey that requires a lot of effort and a lot of time. But once you begin to hone on your passion, values, and goals, you need to work on aligning them with your actions. That's why whatever goals you have, whatever values you have, they should be aligned with whatever action you are taking. So you need to commit to honoring them as best as you can every day. How can you take actions right now? This is the question now. How can you take actions right now, even in a small scale? Because once you start taking inspired action, notice how it feels. Passion is the key to a purposeful life. When you are inspired and connected to what brings you joy, what brings you happiness, you find the motivation to create and experience even more of what lights you up. This is the end of this episode. We have spoken about feeling lost, feeling emptiness, why sometimes we can't find our passion or purpose, and how can we find our purpose. For more information and for more guidance, I'd like to recommend one book that I really connect with, written by Cassandra Gaisford. It's called Find Your Passion and Purpose. For easy steps to discover a job you want and live the life you love. That being said, my friends, I hope that we all find our purpose, always aligned with our purpose, we take actions toward our purpose, and share our message to the world. That being said, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Don't forget to stream other episodes as well on Spotify, Podomatic, SoundCloud, and YouTube. Until next time, my friends, take care, be robust, be extraordinary.